11 budget bangers. That's what we'll be discussing today, because we're literally a couple of hours away from the biggest sale this fall, and these watches, they provide lots of value and are priced really quite cheaply. All of them are way under $100 before tax. Now, the affiliate links to all of these watches will be in the description below the video. Also, check out the discount codes because they will help you just save more, and check out the link to my collection. So all of the watches we've been discussing so far this month, all in one place. And I've got another request. Now, YouTube is trying out something new with these hype buttons. So it's going to be somewhere down there next to the comment section. And if you don't mind, if you do enjoy this video, do tap on that hype button and we'll see how it impacts the video performance. And now let's dive in and talk about these 11 watches in detail. Let's do it. This Tandoro Diver looks the part, and it feels it as well, with the rubber straps and the steel construction, 120 click steel bezel, as well as the sapphire crystal. It gets a screwed crown and a screw down case back. Another optionality with the Tandorios is that you can either go for a logo dial or a sterile dial, so there won't be the brand logo on it. The flank is polished to a high gloss, while the top of the watch is brushed in a radial fashion. With regards to the dimensions, we get a diameter of 42.5mm, a lug-to-lug length of 45.7, a height of 13, and a lug width of 20mm. Now, the weight here is 130 grams. Even though it's sitting on a rubber strap, the head of this watch is still quite heavy. Quite an interesting design on this watch altogether. But we also get 200 meters of water resistance. The watch is powered on by the Seiko NH35, a Japanese self-winding automatic movement with 24 joules, a power reserve of 42 hours, and beating at 21,600 beats per hour. The Militado ML10 set me back $50, but this is a full-on vintage-inspired field watch. The matte black dial with sterile white printed indices, the outer minute ring, and a 12-hour clock on the inside is a classy and sophisticated look. The case is sandblasted stainless steel. The watch has an austere kind of look. All the lines are so well thought out on this watch. It's a very straightforward kind of look, yet it's assertive and strict. If we look at the side of the watch, we can see that the flank circles the round of the watch. The lugs are straight, short, and slender. They look like ear tips extending from the case outwards. These lugs actually support a canvas strap. What I like on the strap is that the keepers are also sandblasted. You will notice that the stainless steel here on this whole piece, as well as the keepers, is slightly darker than silver. And in a way, it looks like titanium, but it is not. This is just stainless steel. The classic buckle-type clasp is sandblasted as well, but unfortunately, it's not signed. But then again, $50, what did I expect? I don't know what I expected, but what I'm getting here is really good. In regards to the dimensions, we get a diameter of 37mm, a lug-to-lug length of 48.6, a height of 12, a lug width of 18mm, and a weight of 70 grams. The Steeldive SD1970. This turtle-style timepiece is almost iconic for AliExpress. 200 meters of water resistance, sapphire crystal, 120 click unidirectional bezel, a signed screw and crown, and a screw-down case back. It's offered in 3 colors, this blue, green, and black. The dimensions on this watch are really good, and this sort of warrants the thousands and thousands of sales that were made of this watch on AliExpress. In regards to the dimensions, we get a case width of 43.5mm, a height of 13.4mm, a lug-to-lug length of 48mm, a lug width of 20mm, and a weight of 180 grams, without removing any of the links to fit my 6.5-inch wrist. The polished flanks are folding under the case, and that looks seamless. The lug hoods are radially brushed, fine strokes for a clean and refined look. The coinage of the unidirectional bezel is convenient to grip, minimal backplay and heavy resistance. These feel precise and secure. The blue hue is on the bezel, the slanting rehaut, as well as the sunburst dial. Notice the date window at 3 o'clock. This really expands the use cases for the watch. As for the luminosity, performance in terms of brightness and longevity is up there. Additionally, the pattern of loomed elements on the dial and bezel are stunning. The chili blue on the outer ring with the warm green glow on the dial. Powered by an automatic NH35, let's applaud Tandorio for offering staggering value for a classic-looking homage, with a markedly manageable size. We usually see these kind of watches and dials at 45mm, at 44mm, but this one is just 42. The California dial is stark and interesting, combining Roman numerals on the upper half and Arabic numerals on the bottom half of the dial. This design came about 90 years ago, but it became popular with Rolex efforts, of course. Not only is it aesthetically pleasing, the actual time telling and legibility is enhanced using this kind of dial. The U-shaped midsection of the stainless steel case follows the case design of an iconic Italian horology house. The tall and fluted crown is actually the screw-in type, which emphasizes the premiality of this timepiece. Flip the watch over to find a massive screw-down case back, covering most of the rear end. The specs on here mark 200 meters of water resistance and sapphire crystal. In regards to the dimensions, we get a diameter of 42mm, a lug-to-lug length of 47.5, a height of 13.2mm, mostly due to the domed sapphire crystal, a lug width of 22mm, and a weight of 100 grams on this genuine leather strap. The sapphire crystal is domed, yet the height is still manageable. The tan leather strap is in line with the warm tones of the shaded dial. This is a classy piece, no doubt. The luminosity is good in terms of brightness and longevity as well. And yes, this is an automatic, also powered by Seiko's NH35. Let's take a look at a super diver watch. So this is the Addis Dive My H6. Even if this wasn't a super diver, it would still bring tons and tons of value. But it is, and that is good. Firstly, it's powered by a Japanese self-winding automatic, the NH35, like all of the 5 watches that we have in front of us here today, offering 24 joules, 21,600 beats per hour, and 42 hours of power reserve. It features a perfectly circular design. The lugs are positioned under the case, and the substantial 22mm stainless steel bracelet pivots straight down, meaning that even the slender wrists are catered for. In regards to the dimensions, 46mm is the diameter, which is equivalent to the lug-to-lug distance because, again, the lugs are under the case. We get a height of 13.8mm, a lug width of 22mm, and a weight of 215 grams. The sapphire crystal on here is 3.6mm thick. The 120-click unidirectional bezel is grippy, the bezel action is heavy with minimal backplay. Even the sound is assertive and slightly muted, resembling the distinct clicks of a safe code. Another key point is that the bezel is loomed. Together with the dial elements, the chilly blue luminosity pattern is quite striking. So here we meet the Catison C8206, a versatile 38mm timepiece inspired by the vintage Tudors and Rolexes of this world, as seen by the hands and the bracelet pins. This is a fully stainless steel construction. There are 4 dial colors available, this sky blue, then we get a deep night sky blue, black and ivory white. Also, you can opt for the bracelet with a signed double pusher clasp, 3 micro adjustments and a milled folded wing, or a silicone rubber strap. Personally, the sky blue got my vote because the bezel markings are also in the same blue. As a result, the watch looks much more fun and carries more of a summer vibe with it. Considering the nimble dimensions, it's a piece for any wrist size. In fact, the color variations point to an unisex design. So with regards to the dimensions, we get a diameter of 38mm, a lug-to-lug length of 46mm, a height of 12.4, and a lug width of 20mm. The weight without removing any links is 140 grams. The 120-click unidirectional bezel sits tall here. The coin edge has a wide threading effect, great for grip and control. Powered also by the NH35, a self-winding automatic. It features sapphire crystal, a screw-in crown, and a screw-down case back, warranting 200 meters of water resistance. Seestern Sub600T, and it does look breathtaking. The diver watch aesthetics are the next level. We get a fully stainless steel construction, with a flat slab of sapphire crystal on top of it all. Powered by a self-winding automatic from Seiko, the NH35, considering tight dimensions of just 40mm in diameter, there is a lot of information provided to the wearer. The bezel gets 2 rows of values, while the dial features a distinct minute track and loomed hour indices. The case is mostly brushed, yet the array of angles and facets make light play very enticing across the case. If I were to name 3 features that I like most on this watch, they would definitely be, well, firstly, a superbly designed and sophisticated screw and crown. The rotation convenience is awesome. The starfish on the tip is a sign of a distinguished watch micro brand on AliExpress. For number 2, the bright blue lume is chilly and long-lasting, just what we need on a real diver watch. For number 3, the strap is an absolute gem on here. A 3-link pattern with great fluidity and link articulation. The individual links are 3.5 millimeters thick. Usually they're about 2 to 2.5 millimeters. Here they're 3.5. There are no elements or indication of cost cutting on this bracelet. Even the clasp is signed with 6 micro adjustments, and the folding wing is of course milled. And of course there are plenty of color variations available with this timepiece. We've got the Addis Dive AD2048, and this could just be the best value of this collection. And that is if you're after a stylish tool watch ready for anything and you're on a budget. The AD2048 is essentially a field watch, but its functional design and layout of the dial elegant case design will provide for an easy daily wear of fabric. It's a fully stainless steel construction, brushed finish throughout, ensuring wear and tear is well disguised. With regards to the dimensions, we get a diameter of 39 millimeters, a lug-to-lug length of 47.8, a height of 11.8, and a lug width of 20 millimeters. The weight, without removing any links to fit my 6.5-inch wrist, is 155 grams. Plus, it's hard to beat the design and lume quality of an Addis Dive watch, and we can see it here. The brightness, the longevity coming out of printed elements. It's available with 3 dial colors, the black, sky blue, and emerald green. We've got the black with us. This is actually my second watch from this micro brand, and for the second time I've fallen in love with the craftsmanship and appeal. The dome sapphire crystal, thoroughly brushed case, polished fixed bezel that creates exciting reflections on a generally conservative case design. The piece is powered by a Japanese self-winding automatic or the Seiko NH35A. This is a completely stainless steel construction. We get a 3-link bracelet and a stainless steel case. The bracelet here is actually held together by screw pins, not push pins, and it does feature a milled wing. Like a true sport watch, it offers 200 meters of water resistance warranted by a signed screw and crown, as well as a screw-down case back. Apart from the premium components, the way this piece was put together is what really stands out. Check out the brand logo. The small square logo is much appreciated. It just doesn't have an obtrusive way of getting there in the way of your gaze. It's unobtrusive, stylish, and simply perfect. I do hope that Addis Dive, Steeldive, and Tandorio are taking notes right about now. With regards to the dimensions, we get a diameter of 39 millimeters, a height of 12.9, a lug-to-lug length of 45.6 millimeters due to inverted end links. We also get a lug width of 20 millimeters, tapering down to 16 at the clasp. And frankly, the lume is staggeringly good. It lasts the night with ease. It's bright, the longevity is just amazing. A brand new model for Catison, the C8237. But if looks are a subjective area, the components, the refinement, the bezel action, and the automatic movement are quite objective. Let's start with the dimensions. We get a diameter of 40 millimeters, a lug-to-lug length of 47 millimeters, a height of 12.1, a lug width of 20 millimeters, tapering down 18 at the clasp, and a weight of 170 grams. You'll agree the dimensions are impressive. For a mid-sized diameter of 40 millimeters, the lug-to-lug length of 47 millimeters is as nimble as you'd expect on a 38 or 39 millimeter case. So anyone with a wrist circumference of 6 inches and over should be experiencing no overhangs with this piece. The dial is perfectly symmetrical and balanced. The frame date window at 6 o'clock keeps distractions to a minimum. We get 100 meters water resistance with this watch, and it's warranted by a signed screw and crown as well as a screw down case back. The dial is topped with sapphire crystal, and of course the 120 click black ceramic bezel is polished to a stark glossy black. Unlike many older Catison bezels, we get a pleasant amount of resistance pull. The weight is consistent throughout the rotation cycle, the clicks are vibrant and clear, and yes, it aligns at 12 perfectly. Also, there is minimal, hardly any backplay. Another Catison, the Aquade C8232. The dimensions are a diameter of 40 mm, a lug-to-lug length of 46.5, a height of 12.3, and a lug width of 20 mm. It does not taper. The matte black ceramic bezel insert is wide, set into a tall and mean-looking steel unidirectional bezel. Check out those wide rectangular threadings. The grooves are deep and notchy, almost brutal by appearance, yet so convenient for controlled rotation. The rotation is more heavy than light, with consistent resistance throughout the rotation cycle. Minimal backplay and on-the-dot alignment at 12 o'clock put a smile on my dial. The steel case and bracelet are brushed throughout. The bracelet features a one-link design. As a result, the tolerances are high, yet fluidity is slightly hampered. But it should still drape your wrist quite comfortably. Also note the bracelet does not taper at the clasp. The dial is another exciting place to be. All indices bar 12 o'clock are circles, with a larger diameter at 3, 6, and 9 o'clock. But at 6, the circle is actually the date window. The orange highlights add flavor and sportiness. If we take a quick look at the lume here, amazing bright blue, and it's just so rich. So the 11 watches have come and gone. What do you think? Are they good? Are they bad? Which ones did you love? Which ones did you hate? I want to know in the comments below. Also check out the affiliate links in the description below the video, as well as the discount codes and the link to my collection. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.